Somehow we gotta find a way. No matter how many miles it takes. I know it feels so good right now, but it all come falling down when the night meet the light, turn the day. Can't stop, then you won't stop. I know just how that feel when you're on top till the ball drop. You never seem to be so real. It feels so good right now, but it all come falling down when the night meet the light, turn the day. Feel it a little, feel it a lot. I'm swimming a bit but deeper in thought, keeping my head on top of my shoulders. Into some shit I'm out of the box. This the level I'm on, mean it all right now and forever is gone. Baby, the weather is strong, whether it's hot or cold, we're coming knocking on your door. Well, I'ma maintain how I'm staying so high. Put the ladder all the way up till we touching the sky. And you know you're dead wrong, you in love with a lie. All I wanna do is free your mind. We don't see no lines, we don't color aside. It's a very small world, we don't fuck with the size. Yeah, see the bigger picture when it's beneficial. Loving how it fits you, blow the whistle when you run out of time. Yeah, waking up, I open up my eyes. Do you mind if I blow your mind a little?
What is up, guys? It's been about, I don't even know how long it's been since I did my last vlog, but starting up again, new beginning to life, new school, new car, same job, same grind, and same goals. So, the reason why I haven't vlogged in so long, number one, got really caught up with schoolwork and just wanting to finish off the year strong and have fun with my friends. But then at the same time, I was working behind the scenes and just constantly working over the summer, because I told myself that I was going to start vlogging again over the summer. But at the same time, over summer, just worked, saved up money, tried to sell stuff, figure out what I was doing with the other car, and then eventually ended up tracking something down and eventually finding the car I really wanted. So everyone's gonna ask, oh, why did you want to get a Mercedes, or like, why would you want a four-door? You're a younger kid, or like, why would you want a four-door coming from a two-door? So story behind this car is, when I was about 5 years old, my dad had the same exact car. It was a 2005 E55 AMG. So from day one, I knew how fast these cars were and how much I loved them. So many memories in his car, so many races, so much fun, and smiles. Just imagine a 5-year-old sitting in a car seat in the back of a car. It's got over 500 horsepower. So from the beginning, I knew this was something that I was eventually going to want to get in my lifetime. I didn't know what it was until I started getting older and how valuable these cars were, and how different they were compared to like other standard Mercedes and just the AMG lineup in general. So for those of you who don't know, this is a 2005 E55 Mercedes AMG. It is going to have their Starship 5.5 liter supercharged V8 that came out in 2003 and was only produced till 2006. So this car is very valuable for what it is. There's not a lot of them out there that are kept in pristine condition with low mileage on them, because people who drive them for the most part are older and have a lot of money, or just have a lot of money in general. They want to drive something nice. They never drive the crap out of the car, never drive it for what it's worth or for what it's made to do. So it's hard to find something with low mileage. The one I got came from Oregon. I had it shipped here on a private trailer through a private seller, and it came with 79,000 miles, and I mean, it's immaculate. It came with 19 by 8.5 and 19 by 9.5 niche wheels. Had an aftermarket exhaust on it already, so it wasn't something I wasn't too happy about, but then at the same time, it's one less thing I want to do. I really don't like the way the car sounds right now. I want it to be a little bit louder, a little bit more raspy, but then at the same time, I don't have the money to do that because I'm broke from buying the car in general. So I'm really excited though. This car specifically came with a aftermarket OEM replacement E63 black Alcantara flat bottom steering wheel. So I'll go ahead and show that to you guys right now. But yeah, I mean, I love it. It's push to start, has all the amenities that I wanted. Panoramic roof, which kind of sucks because they creak a lot. It's on Aromatic ride control, so from the factory you can air it up to get in places. You can stiffen up the suspension because it's technically on bags. So far I've only put K&N drop-in filters on it to get a little bit more supercharger whine, and they also see about 15 to 20 horsepower at the wheel on the dyno forum. But yeah, I'll give you guys a quick little run around of the car right now. I'm currently at school, so if I'm being kind of short, I apologize. But yeah, I'll get you guys an interior shot of the car, and then as soon as I get out of school, I will get you guys an exterior shot and talk to you guys a little bit more about it. So, Alcantara steering wheel, for those of you who don't know what that is, it is basically cowhide. So it is, get the camera to freaking focus here. It is basically suede on a steering wheel, which makes it very grippy, very responsive. Oh, and also it is a flat bottom. So a lot of Formula One steering wheels are made like that, so that way you keep control up here on the steering wheel and keep your hands 10 and 2, so that way you constantly have control of what's going on with the car. That, and it's a little bit smaller diameter than factory. Just your normal speedo and stuff like that. A lot of Mercedes have clocks right here. Speedo goes up to 200. And then there's your tachometer for V8 revving at 6,700 RPM is pretty high. This car makes bottom end torque at about around 2,400 to 2,700, right around there. Push to start the cars, you guys probably saw in the first clip. Just your basic radio. I mean, this stuff's all old, but it's still pretty high tech. So you got your map, audio again, you got radio, CDs, auxiliary, which is kind of boof, where I mean, I don't want to change it because I want to keep the car original as possible. Standard center console. Really nothing special. Got these big old bolstered seats with AMG plaques on the inside. Suede roof, which is really nice. And then you guys can see panorama roof. Big old back window, big old back seat. So basically your standard four-door dad wagon. But yeah. So get you guys some more clips as soon as I get out of school. First class starts at 8 o'clock. So it is 7:30 right now. Gotta walk all the way across campus. And then we got the No Ding Squad going right now. So we had to get here hella early. But yeah, I'll see you guys in 4 hours. So get you some shots of the car. Alright, deuces.
I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must replace you. Oh, easier said than done. I thought you were the one listening to my heart instead of my head. You found another one, but I am the better one. I won't let you forget.
So, fast forward a day from yesterday when I last updated you guys. But what I was last going to talk about was what was done to the last car that I had. A lot of you know it was a Acura CL Type S, single overhead cam V6, making 265 horsepower and 232 or 235 foot-pounds of torque from the factory. So it was a pretty fast car for a new driver, like for a first car in general. Then I went through, I put a new exhaust on it, new headers, 3-inch cold air intake, intake manifold spacer, thermal intake manifold spacer, poured and polished intake manifold, all the way through to the runners. And then I did aftermarket lightweight crank and accessory pulleys on there. And then I also had polyurethane motor mounts on it. So the car rode super stiff and shook a lot, as a lot of you may know that ever drove with me. That was due to the stiffer motor mounts, which are better for power transfer. So the motor's not going to move as much, and it's going to put a lot more power down to the wheels because it's not losing all that power into stringing the engine back and forth, which front wheel drive cars are very known for, because their engines always sit diagonal. So when they shake back and forth. But yeah, I mean, that car was making every bit of 300 horsepower by the time I got rid of it. There's no doubt about it. Not too many front wheel drive cars you can get a first through second burnout in them. Not to mention only an automatic. Any car that's stick you can get to do a burnout in it if you drop the clutch. But to have a front wheel drive car that does a first through second burnout, it's pretty crazy. That car was really top end happy. So I mean, not gonna say how fast I've gotten it up to, but let's just say it was definitely up there. But compared to what I have now, the Mercedes is a 2005 E55 AMG. It's a supercharged 5.4 liter V8 single overhead cam. The supercharger that comes on this car is the same producer that makes the one on the modern day 2015 and up Hellcat by Dodge. So it's a well-known brand. It's a really solid built car. It makes 469 horsepower at the crank and 515 foot-pounds of torque from the factory. So right now all I got is a catback exhaust, or no, actually axleback exhaust it would technically be. I don't know what kind of mufflers the guy put on it, but it had an exhaust on it before I got it. And then a set of K&N high flow drop-in filters. I was going crazy because I couldn't do anything to the car because I'm broke from buying it. So that was my cheapest option for around $100 was to get something like that thrown in here. That, and it added a little bit more supercharger whine and a little bit better throttle response too. But everyone on the forums is saying that this car with the K&N filters will pick up anywhere from 15 to 20 wheel horsepower. They're saying it's a little loaded up from the factory, but I don't know. Butt dyno feels like it hits a little bit harder than it did stock, and gas mileage is a little bit better, which is what I'm really happy about, because gas mileage on a car like this that's a 5-speed is terrible. It's about half of what I was getting in the other car. That, and I'll go ahead and show you guys right now, but I have a OBD2 data port scanner that is connected to my OBD2 port on this car. So right now I have it linked up to see, let's see here if I can get it to focus. Anyways, I have it linked up to see my intake air temps, which you're gonna see right on the right side over here, and then right here is going to be my boost gauge. So as of right now, I've seen the car up to 10 psi, which is pretty good for stock to know that's making the same power that it should be from the factory. They say these guys usually range from like 10, I think it's like 10.5 to like 11.4 or something like that, pounds on the stock pulley with the supercharger that comes on here. But eventually I'm going to be putting a 76mm supercharger pulley on here, and that will take it up to around like 15. So the car's putting down probably around like 415, 425 horsepower, right around there. As soon as I do that aftermarket pulley, get it tuned on bigger injectors with a I'm probably gonna do a different intercooler and a different intercooler pump too. Then we'll be looking probably like around 500, 550, which is going to be a huge jump compared to what it's at right now. I am going to be ordering some wheels for it this week to throw drag radials on to keep on the car for the track, so I can start taking it to the track, and we'll see what kind of 8th mile times it does. But yeah, just figured I would keep you guys updated. For those of you talking smack and don't know what it's like to drive something like this, go ahead and take a second thought, because I highly doubt anyone out there that I know or that's in my age group at my previous school knows what it's like to drive a 500 horsepower car for every little bit that it has. Because anyone that usually drives their parents' cars or has their own car that has that kind of power, they're either scared of it or they're going to do something really stupid in it, which is really unfortunate to say. But then at the same time, there's me and my buddy Daniel. We have the respect for these cars, for how fast they are and what can happen at speeds like that. And we know we both have previous driving experience. I've been driving since I was like 11 or 12 years old. Yeah, it might not have been on the street, but then at the same time, off-road driving and sliding around in the dirt and doing stuff like that is a lot harder than driving on the street, because once something starts going, then it's usually not stopping in the dirt, because dirt is a loose surface compared to the street. If you start sliding, you can counteract it, let off the throttle, let traction control do its thing, or you can pedal it out and eventually ride it out. Compared to the dirt, once you start going, you usually can't stop it. But yeah, I mean, gotta have respect for things like this. It was a huge step for me going from probably like around 270, 280 at the wheel to 400 at the wheel. 130 horsepower doesn't sound like a lot, but let me tell you, it is a night and day difference. And I have more than enough respect for this car and can't wait to see what comes in the future for it and start this build. And I'm just really excited, really happy that I ended up getting what I wanted. And I just hope you guys stay tuned and follow along, help this channel grow. The more you guys help the channel grow, the more I'm going to want to sit here and stay dedicated and build this car, and the more I'm going to want to work harder at work and just to keep giving you guys content and keep this going and just watch it grow over the years. So yeah, hope you guys stay updated with the video. I am going to be dropping the links on my Instagram feed, Instagram bio, Twitter bio, and then I'll be uploading on Snapchat too. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys have a good day. I'm going to be stuck at school again. So peace, and don't forget, your time is now. Deuces.